Who's most to blame for the Eagles' struggles this season?
Carson Wentz. I've been saying it all year, and for some reason, everyone's giving him a pass. I have no problem. I was a huge Carson Wentz guy and Baker Mayfield guy. You know, like, I have no problem saying this is what I expect, this is what actually happened. There's a big gap there. The answer is Carson Wentz. Well, I got a lot of social media stuff, you know, on Twitter and stuff like, well, what happened? He's not a good teammate means that Zach Ertz drops the pass, Max? Because I said he doesn't juice the team the way Nick Foles did. Actually, I'm glad people brought that up.
No, it
doesn't force Ertz to drop a pass, obviously. But is Carson Wentz being paid like an elite quarterback, yes or no? Yes, he is. Does he have the talent of an elite quarterback? Yes, he does. You know what elite quarterbacks do? Franchise quarterbacks are getting paid like that? They pick up. Like, the defense has been playing really well recently. The defense lets you down against a team they shouldn't let you down against. Your tight end who didn't practice all week because he was hurt drops a pass he should have caught. That tight end, by the way, caught a go-ahead touchdown pass in Super Bowl 52. Like, it's not an issue of, like, you got to worry about Ertz under pressure. An elite quarterback picks his team up there, makes a positive play. All Wentz had to do, what were they, on the 20-yard line? Don't take a negative play. And you're going to kick a field goal. And by the way, you're going to be up 2 scores, and leave it to your defense, up 2 scores. And what happens? In a kind of a slow-moving, predictable situation, Wentz fails to throw the ball away and takes a 12-yard loss. A missed field goal. And by the way, it set up really good field position for Miami. Mm-hmm. Carson Wentz, you have to start at some point this season playing like the guy who, until Patrick Mahomes came around, I looked at Wentz and thought, and others did too, who's the post-Aaron Rodgers guy? Is it going to be Andrew Luck? Oh, the injuries, and then he retired. Wentz might be the guy, post-Aaron Rodgers, to be the most talented quarterback, right? And then there's Mahomes. He's a different thing. So, okay, no, that's not. But a guy who would have been the MVP through 13 weeks a couple years ago, that guy, can he do something positive or at least not have a negative play with what turns to be the game on the line? Can he not pick up the defense?
I applaud Max for his position because at least he stuck to 1 point. Thank the good Lord. Okay? So you didn't flip-flop. Congratulations.
Too many points for you?
Here's my deal. Yeah, it's too many too many points for me. But I will say this. I'm going to look at Howie Roseman, the general manager for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I don't think it could be ignored. Matter of fact, I could look at Doug Pederson a little bit more than I could look at Carson Wentz because you got Carson Wentz throwing the ball about 434 times this year. You're running the football 333 times collectively as a team. Why are you not running the ball more than passing the ball, particularly when you have receivers that are leading the league in dropped passes? We look at Nelson Aguilar, okay? He's 26 years old, and we know he can play. He's been targeted 69 times. He's caught 39 passes. He's dropped his share. We look at a guy like Alshon Jeffrey. He's 29 years of age. He's been targeted 71 times. He's caught 43 passes, okay? So when you look at it from that perspective, along with Deshaun Jackson being gone, where are the weapons?
Your Carson Wentz take is absolutely ludicrous, by the way, Max, because you just
right on the money, Dan.
You told me you blamed him for Zach Ertz dropping a touchdown pass, and then you blamed him for the field goal kicker missing a kick.
I didn't blame him for
Max, they got 37 hung on them by the Dolphins. It's the most points they've had scored on them in 4 years.
Yeah, that's
what do you want the quarterback?
Well the last 4 weeks.
What do you want the quarterback to do?
This is what I want the quarterback to do.
He had 37 hung on him. They scored 31 points.
You completely misrepresented what I said. I didn't say it's his fault that Ertz dropped the pass. I'm saying Ertz, your trusty tight end who caught big passes for you a million times, didn't practice all week, right? He dropped the pass. There's no excuse for that.
He did not say
so
you said. Hold on. He did not say you said that about Ertz. He said
that it's Wentz's fault that he dropped the pass.
Weeks ago, for the last several weeks, you've alluded to Wentz being at fault for guys dropping passes.
What I'm saying is when Elliott hasn't missed a field goal all year, and all you have to do is throw the ball away, but you try to evade the blitzer, and you wind up taking a 12-yard loss. So now he misses the field goal. Plays like that have dispirited the Eagles all season. He has not picked up the defense when they've needed it. They've picked him up. He didn't pick up Zach Ertz right there. That's part of leadership. It's part of being an ascending
Max, he's got the worst receiving core in the NFL. It is statistically 31 or 32 in every category in the NFL. Stephen A. was wrong. They've got 3 drops that have lost football games this year.
Not
3. 3.
What's the 3?
I forget the team, but 3.
They've got 3. Find it curious that the GM was able to put together a Super Bowl winning team Nick Foles piloted that team when it mattered
Nick
most.
Foles
The
thing
following
is so
year, they went to
nauseating, bro.
Chicago, beat them on the road, went to New Orleans, almost beat them on the road, and
you
now
watched-
with Carson Wentz. By the way, they were going
have you
nowhere with
watched
Wentz
Nick
before
Foles
that.
in Jacksonville?
And now they may not make the playoffs in the weakest division in the history of football. You don't find that curious?
I find it curious because their receivers have let them down this year. They've suffered with injury, and they got 37 hung on them yesterday, Max.
After
They're up
having a
14-0.
28-14 lead.
Come on.
But recently, the defense has been playing well, so they had a bad game. Can the quarterback pick them up?
They had
He
two
scored
games,
31.
New England and Seattle.
Not when
And
they-
and
Three
you've
touchdowns, over 300
You've
yards.
abhorred New England's offense, so obviously, I mean, that's almost by default. You understand that they had a good defensive game against the New England Patriots, according to you. And secondly, what I have a problem with is your selective amnesia. You religiously, over the last month or so, have been going off. You actually blamed on national television.
Yeah.
You actually blamed Carson Wentz for receivers dropping passes. You said he has had a negative effect on
Right.
them psychologically. His leadership cost them to drop passes.
No,
You actually said that.
It's not so simple cause and effect. But what you notice is teams in the moment of truth perform certain ways with certain leaders and other ways with other leaders. And I have blamed Carson Wentz for a lack of leadership. But this season, I also blame him for inaccurate passes, for bad decision making. And yesterday's game, if you're paying attention, that was the pivotal moment. Just on third down, don't make a negative play.
Max,
Just don't do it.
Is Tom Brady one of the greatest leaders of all time?
Yep.
So is his leadership having a negative impact on his performances as receivers this year?
They're 10-2.
Answer my question.
They're 10-2.
Is his lack of leadership having an... So then you can't say that about Carson
Sure you
Wentz.
can. One guy has a track record of receivers overperforming their abilities, and the other guy has the
You're just
opposite
fitting it
track
into your
record.
narrative, Max, like it fits in this timeline, but
No,
not in
I'm
practice.
taking
doing
the
that.
evidence. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.